the Time Top 100 Most Influential People is out, and as always, it is kind of frustrating because I wasn't on it. And I really thought this time Brooke was gonna submit me or something. No.
I should have. Who would write your piece? They need somebody famous.
If I was included in that, that would be a national tragedy. But anyway, the bigger issue right now is that some of the people who made it on the list are absurd. We're gonna have a good one in a second, an inspirational one, but first, did you know that Brett Kavanaugh is one of the most influential people in the country? I mean, I guess objectively he's on the Supreme Court, to the endless shame of the United States. But even worse was that the person who wrote about him for that list was Mitch McConnell, who said, when unhinged partisanship and special interests sought to distract the Senate from considering Brett Kavanaugh's qualifications, we saw other facets of Justice Kavanaugh's character shine forth as well. The country saw his resilience and commitment to public service. We saw his loyal devotion to family and friends. We saw his undeterred reverence for the law, for precedents, and for our nation's highest traditions. I saw a lot of things. I didn't see those things. And look at what he just did there. So these women coming forward bravely to talk about what they experienced, for Christine Blasey Ford to undergo a horrendous, torturous experience, that was unhinged partisanship and special interests seeking to distract from him. And when he sits and rants at people, red-faced and gulping water and talking about these conspiracy theories about Hillary Clinton.
That's democracy.
That's undeterred reverence for the law, for precedents, and for our nation's highest traditions. Look, in his defense, conspiracy theorizing is one of the great traditions of America. Maybe he's right there. But, oh God, and for Mitch McConnell to write it too.
Like, aren't you busy? I don't know.
Shouldn't you be busy? Anyway, I don't want to end on that note. I want to end on a more positive note. Greta Thunberg, a 16-year-old from Sweden who has organized students from around the world to fight for climate change. She is on the list as well. Emma Gonzalez, one of the Parkland activists, submitted her for it. And I just want to read a little bit about what she said about Greta Thunberg. This is Emma Gonzalez saying, the civil rights movement leaders of the 1960s had no idea that school shooting survivors from one of the most southern points in the US would lean on their teachings to power a modern nonviolent movement to end gun violence. Students around the world began standing up for their survival, leaning only on the fire inside them to prevent the pain they understood too intimately. Greta Thunberg saw her power in us, and we in turn see our power in her. Fighting in her home country, Sweden, for a future free from pollution, environmental degradation, and climate change, Greta is inspiring steadfast students and shaming apathetic adults. She realized early on that the powers that would be stacked against her in her mission, stating, we can't save the world by playing by the rules because the rules have to be changed. Greta went on to plan a multitude of student protests centered on action against our changing climate. Climate change is our reality, and youth activists like Greta are doing everything within their power to work against it and demand a change. And look, we can have this list where you have people like Brett Kavanaugh on the one hand, an ideologue, an obvious ideologue, who was put on the court to strip women of their rights, and Greta Thunberg, an activist who is fighting to stop climate change and organizing students to give a damn about their future. And all on the same list.
Didn't the president of North Korea make the list one year or something like that? There's always people who don't influence the population positively, which is, I think, a big criticism of the list.
Yeah, justifiable one. Anyway, frustrating. The Rock was on it though, that's good.
You're so obsessed.
He's awesome, come on, what are you gonna do? Thank you very much for watching this clip from The Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.